Hello students, today we are going to start with a new chapter, that is chapter 4, organizing. Well students, in previous lectures we have already discussed what is management all about and what the management process is, that is different functions of management. Then we discuss what planning is, that is we take a peep into the future and then we decide what the objectives of organizations are going to be. Or another definition we gave for the planning is, right now you are at point A but in future you want to be at point B. So how are you going to cover this distance? This is planning. That how am I going to reach from point A to point B? Right now, let's take an example. Right now, my current sales turnover is, let's say, A, and my target or objective of organization is to achieve B as my sales turnover. What all step am I going to take to achieve this amount of turnover? That is what we call it planning. Planning bridges the gap between point A and point B. Now, after you have discussed what steps you are going to take up to bridge this gap for where you are and where you want to be, second step of management is organizing. After you have made the plans, after you have set out overall organizational objectives, the second thing that comes into picture is to get together all the material, all the human resource that is required to put those plans into action. That is something very important. Now let's take an example from your school. Let's say that school wants to organize the fair. It was decided that fair would be organized on 25th of December. This is the objective. Now you chalk up the plan that how you are going to organize the fair. That is, we are going to have, let's say, 10 food stalls. We'll allow 3 counters to the people for selling clothes. We are going to invite someone from automobile company to put up their show, maybe Maruti, so they can have cars on the display, then different rides, then game stalls. This all comes under planning. Now, organizing consists of basically all the activities. Now, who's going to get this particular stall? We'll have to send invite to people. We'll have to ask the people to come and sponsor our show so that we get lots of money. So all these activities, they are going to be under organizing. Who will make the arrangement of tents? So this all inputs which are required to give your idea of fair into practical shape. Whatever is required, that is what is done under the process of organizing. Now coming to the meaning of organizing, let's understand step by step. It says it is a process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed. Now it means when I say I have to organize fair, I have to identify that what work is to be done in order to organize fair. That is, I have to book different stalls so that it attracts people to come to fair and buy stuff from those stalls. So I have to identify what all is required to be done. Then defining and delegating responsibility and authority. Now, after you have identified what all is required to be done, secondly, you are going to identify who is going to do it and who you also establish authority responsibility relationship, who will report to whom. I should be very clear in my head that to whom I supposed to report. Once your authority responsibility relationships are clearly defined, it avoids any kind of ambiguity in organization. And establishing for the purpose of accomplishment of objectives. The last line says all the activities, all the steps of management will be aimed at achieving organizational objective. I hope the definition is now clear to you. We talked about three things over here. First of all is you have to identify and group the similar tasks under one head. Like let's say I have identified in factory I have to manufacture product, then do packaging, then I have to market it. So to get it advertised also, then certain sales promotion techniques are to be used so that sales can be boosted. Now all the activities related to production, we group those activities and assign to the separate department, that is production department. Similarly, all activities of marketing, be it advertisement, be it sales promotion, be it publicity, or all these will be grouped under one head, that is marketing. So basically what am I doing? I am identifying and grouping similar activities under one head. And second thing is defining and delegating responsibility and authority. Mind mind you, we are saying responsibility and authority. There has to be parity between these two. And third is establishing relationship, that is authority responsibility relationship for the purpose of accomplishment of objective. Now let's see few of the features of organizing. The first feature of organizing is goal oriented activity. Every organization has its own purposes and objectives. Organizing is the function employed to achieve the overall goals of organization. Organization harmonize the individual goals of the employees with overall objectives of the firm. The second feature is flexibility. The organizing process should be flexible so that any changes can be incorporated easily. It ensures the ability to adapt and adjust the activities in response to the change taking place in the external environment. The programs, policies, and strategies can be changed as and when required if the provision for flexibility is made in the organizing process. The next feature is monitoring and control. Companies confront poor performance instead of ignoring it. Organizations take corrective actions to improve performance. Upper level management values the input of employees who make suggestions on how to improve productivity and achieve high performance rate. Companies may even bring in specialists to detect problem and offer solutions. Next is delegation of authority and responsibility. Organization is considered to be a machine of management. It is that machine in which no part can afford to be ill fitted or non functional. In other words, if the division of work is not done properly or posts are not created correctly, the whole system of management collapses. The next feature comes group activity. Individuals form a group and the groups form an organization. Thus, organization is a composition of individuals and groups. Individuals are grouped into departments and their work is coordinated and directed towards organizational goals. The last feature is specialization and division of work. The entire philosophy of organization is centered on the concept of specialization and division of work. The division of work is assigned responsibility for each organizational component to a specific individual or group thereof. It becomes specialization when the responsibility for the specific task lies with the designated expert in that field. Hope student you are clear with today's topic. Thank you.